All right, so no one of my no Henneke today. So it seemed like.
Looks like it might just be us.
Look like it.
All right. C'est la vie.
And you can tell that I haven't put my sheets back on my bed yet.
I honestly think you think that people are paying more attention to that stuff than they really are. Though I never noticed that Majin
Mr. Laundry basket is empty.
picture back there.
I did laundry. The what picture? The Jinx?
No, oh, is it Jinx?
Ooh,
There's Jinx.
Is that
That's
Majin? That's Jinx.
Oh.
You like my Jinx?
You remember you have the Vi one?
Yeah, no, I remember.
It's the duress art.
Okay, yeah.
And I have Lil Majin
It's real small, little Majin.
right here.
We all have some photo in our background. Even like Kato has.
Anywho, should we kick this thing off?
Yeah. Or we can just talk about our pieces of art more. Whichever.
Yeah.
I don't have that much art. I feel like I'm missing out.
I have 2.
Okay.
He's winning.
So, what do we want to talk about today?
It's really weird seeing myself delayed. Oh, by me.
Yeah. Welcome to all of our lives, by the way.
You can swap over to the other stream, like the ninja one. Then you're not delayed.
Oh yeah. See Random Mac in your chat, Jason. Just ban him real quick.
Okay.
I have Naruto. I do have Naruto. Banned in Majin's chat earlier. Wait, what happened?
Just being weird.
Yeah, they seem pretty weird.
Wait, I blocked them. Is that not the right?
Yeah, that's the right thing.
Okay.
Don't.
And I warned them, and I was like, "Hey, don't do that anymore. Don't be weird." And then they did it, and they were weird. So then I banned them.
Easy peasy. Okay, well, I mean, we should have a lot to talk about. We got a whole new fucking meta on our hands here.
Yeah, Legends of Runeterra. We got a week playing with new patch, right? That's the last time we talked.
So I guess we give not first impressions, but like, let's boil it down to like a sentence or two on how you feel about the patch now, and we'll go more in depth. Just like your quick blurb on the patch. How do you feel about it? Kato, go.
Aphelios broken. Jordan arms still should have been nerfed. Otherwise, it's okay. Yeah. Was that the blurb you were looking for?
That's a good blurb. I like it. It's exactly the length of blurbish I was.
I've never had any complaints about my wife, you know, so I'm glad that we can continue that.
Because the circle doesn't work.
I can go next. Victor, surprisingly strong. Sundisk, I think, settled down to where I think most people expected. Elusives are good.
Trying to figure out which screen to look at.
Look at the one where you can see us in real time.
Yeah, but then, like, I could do that, yeah. But then to look at chat, I have to look all the way over here.
But you can
which
do
might hurt my neck or something.
Or BB.
Pop out chat, you can like drag it over. So like
I can pop out other people's chats.
Yeah, bro.
Whoa. You guys are like living in the future over
Welcome
here.
to the internet.
I think it is really funny though that like as far as elusives go, it feels like there came up with like 5 different decks that all are just like abusing ambush. And it's weird that this all happened at the same time.
Are there 5 different decks abusing ambush? There's like
Sure.
There's like a lot of them.
Riven,
there's one
Victor,
good one, and there's like some dumb ones.
Vi.
Yeah, the Victor Vi, Victor Riven. The Victor Lee deck plays it, which I lost.
No sense.
I lost two games on that deck and wrote it off because it felt super awkward, and my opponent just played Aphelios and killed my 2 drops, and then I didn't do anything. I streamed for 2 hours today, only played that deck, didn't lose.
I think you get to run like the ambush bullshit, but with deny backup. Like it's okay.
And Twin Disciplines is still nuts.
But you don't have reach and like good ambush targets. Like you don't have like a Vi or.
I guess
you have bot. You have bot, right? I forgot you play bot.
Yeah.
Victor.
Oh, and Victor.
Lee's
sure.
also like just reach, right? He kicks for
Nice
4.
ambush on Lee.
Yeah.
Yep.
You
It's like-
just kick people for 4. It's like just a decimate.
It's like instead of OTKing people, you're just making them miserable by kicking their guys every other turn.
You're just
It
slow
sounds
burning them.
fantastic.
It's depressing.
It's slow burn. It's
It's
It
slow
kicks.
burn.
If you can't hit him for 22, I don't want to hit him at all, man. Fuck that.
Everything should be slow burn. Maybe I'll unrelated. I was just ruminating on my internet problems. It's like, what if I just change my time zone? Not my time zone, but my stream time to be earlier. Because what happens is everyone comes home from work, gets on the internet, and that's why I get throttled.
If then I'd have to start streaming earlier, and that just
Well, I can just stream. I can just stream later. I specifically stream earlier so that Maj and I don't stream at the exact same time.
Mhm.
Yeah, I might have to do that.
But no, ambush kind of good, huh?
Ambush is decent. Ambush is decent. It's just like it's kind of hard to deal with because like it's not hard to deal with, but once you factor in that like the things you're ambushing, a lot of times also just have overwhelm, then it's hard to deal with. Then it's kind of a problem.
Okay, hold. I didn't get to say my fucking comments on neither
Oh,
did eBay.
sorry. Go ahead.
Go
I
ahead.
didn't either. I just distracted everybody. My bad.
I'm with what am I? I think that Fizz, Lulu, Yordle Arms, and like Pantheon are like still very, very strong. Especially Fizz Lulu is like insane. Pantheon is very good. I don't really know. I don't play the deck that much. I just know that it has a good matchup into Victor Riven. Victor Riven, I don't think is actually like it loses to a lot of the top decks. It smashes a bunch of other shit. But when you get to the top of the ladder, it's most people are just playing the top decks, right? So it's not a good pick there. Can also struggle with like Aphelios decks. I think it's really like, yeah, Yordle and Arms, Aphelios, Pantheon, and then like I feel like it just falls off a cliff after that, and people are just trying a bunch of different stuff to throw at those decks, and everything kind of like you can beat like 2 maybe, but then you probably get bodied by the 3rd one. Thoughts?
I really don't want to play Pantheon into a deck with into a format that's filled with Aphelios.
Yeah, it should be bad, right? Until like a bunch of hushes and there's not that much quicksand going around anymore, is there?
I think it is pretty bad right now.
Yeah, it makes sense because like it hasn't seen that much play. Like there hasn't been like that much of it recently.
Like I've played a lot of Aphelios, and it makes me think that like Riven-Victor kind of dog shit because I don't lose that matchup like ever. I think that that's like a super cheese deck that once people like realize what's happening and run literally any interaction, it's super easy to beat.
No, if you're beating someone with just like a minimal amount of interaction, then they're just bad at playing the deck. The deck is actually like quite tough to play properly.
I have Aphelios, bro. Aphelios is interaction.
Oh, bro, I beat Aphelios decks all the time.
Oh, I may be playing against bad
Another
Aphelios.
match time. Let's go.
But no, because like what happens is you just like shoot their first bot and then they're done.
Let's be more specific though, right? Because Aphelios is like, it's like, you know what? I'm pretty good at Runeterra. I never lose at Runeterra. It's like, I play that Runeterra deck. I always win. Like, there's Aphelios of like fucking every flavor. So give us the deets. What?
Aphelios high. I think Aphelios Victor
Haneke's
is
here,
bad.
by the way.
Haneke. I think Aphelios Victor is like really bad because Victor
I
doesn't
agree.
do anything in that deck. Whereas Aphelios, like with Vi, applies so much pressure and is like just accidentally tempos out so many games. You know, you just put him in PNC, you have a ton of reach. Vi pressures so many of these decks that just want to have their guys sit on the back line for 10 turns. Yeah, I think that the deck's genuinely broken.
I like Aphelios Vi. I like Noxus Aphelios with Farron for different reasons. And then the one I've like honestly had a ton of success with is I think the first person I saw playing it is Thomas Zamo, and it's like Targon Allegiance splashing Shurima for a couple Treasure Seeker and 3 Quicksand. And like that deck feels good.
Really?
Yeah. Quicksand's so
that
nice.
deck, but I don't know if it's...
And you play 3 Sky Shadows, which I was originally like, but yeah, it's felt very good.
I have to drop a list later. That sounds interesting.
Yeah, I got you.
So yeah,
I'll put it
sorry.
in
Can you
the thing.
repeat that really quick? What was it?
It's Targon Allegiance, the Zoe Aphelios Targon Allegiance, but it
Okay.
splashes Shurima for Treasure Seeker and 3 copies of Quicksand.
Treasure
Quicksand
Seeker.
is busted.
Quicksand's the truth. God
Like,
damn.
it's like the best combat trick in the game.
I just posted
Yeah,
the
it's
list.
absurd. But Treasure Seeker?
Yeah.
What a weird thing to splash for.
It was originally on 3. I trimmed down to 2.
It's
To
how many
add something
quicksand?
else.
3?
3. Full 3. Yeah, you want 3. It's so good.
Wow.
And then it plays 3
I know, I'm
copies
just
of
saying though,
We
but now
Stand
you're, on, now
Together.
you're on 5 or 6 splash in your Allegiance deck? Like,
Yeah,
oh,
I'm okay
bro.
with that.
You probably don't need Treasure Seeker, like,
You
even.
can cut
but-
Treasure Seeker. Yeah.
Yeah,
It seems like a weird splash to me.
Yeah, I mean the quicksand though is very nice. And then it plays 3 copies of We Stand Together, which I originally looked at and go, why am I not playing Sunblessed Vigor? And then like I kept playing it, and it just kept being really good.
Is that the +1/+2 on 2 things?
Yeah, on 2
Yeah.
things. Yeah, it just
Yeah.
kept blowing people out.
Oh, okay. I thought it was something else.
That's cute.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I've seen this.
Yeah, I think Quicksand's hella broken, especially in an Aphelios meta where you're like just tossing keywords on things,
Mhm.
and then suddenly you walk in and 2 of your attacks get just blown the fuck out. Quicksand is insane.
Or that spot where you have to attack him with your Victor because he's basically Exodia, but you know he's getting quicksanded, and you're like, but I have to attack anyway. You're like, ah, damn, he's gonna get quicksanded and trade, and it's gonna suck. But like, if they don't have it, I win, and they always have it. They'll like nip it and then like hit the elusive off something else, and you're like, ah, yeah, it's pretty strong.
Yeah.
Okay,
No, that's my favorite thing when you're attacking with Aphelios and Zoe and you lose both of them because Quicksand is looking.
Very cool.
That's
I feel like
awkward.
we're gonna rage about this card very soon. It's very, very.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It is already finding things in Shurima to rage about.
I mean, what's
Slowly picking card after card.
Henniky, we went around and like give our thoughts about the format. I don't know if Bay actually did, but
I will after Henneke.
yeah. Have you played much? Give us your thoughts on the format, what you've been doing, what you've been playing, what you've been liking, what you've been disliking, what you had for lunch.
I had a sandwich for lunch, ham and cheese and tomato, lettuce.
Was it toasted?
Of course.
Nice,
Okay.
nice,
Yeah.
yeah.
Good call. Solid.
Okay. But in terms of the meta, like, I don't know. I kind of agree. Like, I think the same stuff is pretty good. Like, Yordles and Arms and Pantheon are still very good. I feel like this is interesting. I don't know if it's insane, and I really don't know how to feel about the Riven-Victor deck.
No.
Obviously, it's performing well in the stats.
I can tell you exactly. So this is like I played a bunch. This is where it's at. Not good into Fizz Lulu. Not good into Pantheon. Not even particularly good into Tree if that's a deck. Aphelios PNZ probably not great. You can get by with some of the other Aphelios decks, and you can beat Mono-Shurima. But if they go like, if you have a kind of a bad draw and they just go off on you, like you can lose that sometimes, like anything else.
They just quicksand you and you like
Lurk.
rage.
Lurk is not good, particularly
Lurk,
good. I've seen that too
Lurk
much.
is a-
Yeah.
I mean, they used to see everything. And so anyway, but just take that though. Yordle and Arms, Pantheon, and one of the better Aphelios decks. Like, hey, what are you seeing on the ladder right now? Like at the top anyway, or like, what will you be seeing very soon? Like those decks. You can stomp on all kinds of a lot of the random stuff. Anything I didn't just name, like you probably have a good matchup against it. There's some random things here and there, but those are the top decks. So like eventually everyone's gonna start sliding towards them.
This happens every single season where there's like a Riven deck that shows up for like
It's
a
an
week,
ambush deck. Yeah.
week and a half,
And
and then like it just disappears.
it's always
usually
fake.
like Riven Draven or something.
Yeah, this one though, I'm interested to see if maybe it has some legs in a tournament, or if
I
like
think it
after
I
next.
think it
patch or
has more
something.
staying power. I think it's closer to Draven Rumble in that form
Yes.
than the normal ambush decks. It's
Agreed.
slightly less fragile.
Yeah, it does more things. It feels like I think like the ambush decks had the problem in the past. It was like you have one threat, you hope this ambush works, and then you lose. But it doesn't really feel like that as much anymore, because like you have, different conditions, like different win condition cards, like Riven and Victor, and your ballistic bot that's getting ambushed. Like there's a lot that you can do. So I think it is a little bit more legit than it has been in the past, but. I still don't know.
I think a lot of hands, like if somebody answers your first bot, like your first bot and your first champion, you just lose the game. Just don't
Yeah.
do anything at that
But
point.
how many decks do that, right? Like, how many decks actually answer?
Aphelios
So
decks.
I've-
The deck
Yeah.
grind's super hard. You make lots of threats, and like you don't just like you just fucking go all in. You like slowly build up your team until like you have multiple things. Like you're chipping away at them and forcing them to do stuff. And as soon as your things are getting too big and they have to actually do something, then you can make lots of attackers with the blades. Like anything with
Yeah.
augment just becomes gigantic immediately.
That's why it's most effective, right? It has like 3 or 4 attackers that have to be answered, which is
Yeah,
why you have to
exactly.
kill bot like on site.
And then
Like,
no, but check this out. Even like how
so-
the 4/3 that like lets you attack again, like you ambush on that. That's 12 damage. Like those fucking 2 cards equal 12 fucking damage.
Yeah, it's true.
That's insane.
The
You
deck,
play
what it does
3
better-
decimate, 3 GE. Okay,
what the deck
Honestly-
does better than the other ambush versions, like that we've seen in previous seasons, is that it's able to create forks where like the other ones couldn't. So like before they just all in on one unit, and if you had it, you had it. But like now it doesn't have to do that. It can make 3-4 threats over the course of a turn too, because of like Minotaur Reckoner, the way Rivens and the Blades work, Victor and stacking spells that way. It puts you on a lot more.
yeah.
Makes you have to have a lot more. So.
The other big thing is like, so Mono-Shurima has the problem where they'll have the quicksand, but their fucking guys are too small. So your guys will slam into theirs. They'll deal 2 to 3 damage. Your guys will live. Like, get you next turn. That's another problem.
Yeah, the amount of times I attack into them and like all their guys have 2 attack, and it's like I just don't care. Like, go for it, quicksand me, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Mono-Shurima. So Mono-Shurima, I think that it went through a very similar arc to Poros, where day 1, day 2, we're like, holy shit, this deck's real. This is insane. And then it's like, okay, well, it's not as good. It's all right.
I think it's a lot better than that deck, though.
It's probably better in Poros because it does beat things. And it
Beats things
definitely has
bad.
like some hands that are like really difficult to deal with. But it's not that insane.
I think this is the thing. I think the deck is good, but what happened is it warped the format around it, where you can't really, like, at least in the first week when everything was so popular, you couldn't play a deck that was bad into it and expect to do well, right? Because it was 20% of the field.
Yeah.
Now, and so like that's not a bad deck when it just negates huge amounts of the format. That's not a bad deck, but now the format's warped around it, and most of the decks that we're talking about are left over. They have good matchups into it, but it'll be interesting though, because like people will stop playing it. Those other decks will pop back up, right? That are good against the Pantheons and the Yordle Arms, and then like a round will go again. So I mean it's a lot better than Poros. I think we'll see it in tournaments quite a bit. I think it's probably going to be a pretty good tournament deck. What do you guys
I
think?
think it will be played in tournaments. I don't know if that where though. Like I don't see why you would do that.
It beats control.
You can
Right.
play like Mono-Shurima, Thralls, and then like Tree or something.
Yeah,
Well,
I
Tree's
mean-
gonna get changed, but yeah, in that like kind of a lineup, right?
Yeah, just ban
Yeah.
Yordle Arms,
Yeah.
Mhm.
ban elusives.
I think
Um,
that's a suspect lineup. But
Yeah,
You
no,
could
there's
do it.
problems
You
with
could
it,
do
but
it.
you can bring it and you would stop some stuff, right? My quick little blurb, I guess, spiel about the format is like, I really like it.
Oh, that's
I'm
good.
really enjoying it.
There's nothing worse than a sad bay.
Yeah, no, he's so whiny and he never shuts up. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just having fun. I get to play Aphelios like all the time, like 6 different Aphelios decks. Tri-beam's like playable. There's all this stuff I can play. It's fun. Do I still want to see a couple more changes? Yeah, like I'd like Tree to get changed because fuck Tree. And I would still like that Yordle and Arms nerf. But yeah, I really like where the format's at, especially now that like the 2-day Mono-Shurima hype died down, so I can actually play Aphelios and expect to win, because that was brutal for a bit. I had to like stop playing Aphelios after like day 1, and I said, okay, give me 3 days and we'll be back on Aphelios, but I need to stop for a bit because like I'm just running into Mono-Shurima every 2 out of 3 games and just
Yeah.
losing.
How bad is it?
How about the matchup?
Yeah.
Is that what you're asking?
Terrible.
Yeah.
It's rather bad. Yeah,
There's no
Even- and then-
versions that like get close.
not really. No.
So with the Vi burn one, I did beat them like for like 2 days straight, I beat every single Mono-Shurima player that I ran into. And then like yesterday, I started losing some. I think once they start teching in like more quicksands, like if they're on like triple quicksand and they know
Oh, they
the
should
map,
be on 3. Yeah, they should be on 3.
yeah,
quicksands.
it depends. Like some people are on like psychopath lists with like nothing, like just nothing. They're like,
Yeah.
okay, I would like to die to your Vi, please.
Floppy pointed out something I was actually just going to say is that if you run it like we used to run Zoe Vi with like the 3 bots, 3 baboons, and you go discard heavy tempo, you will beat Mono-Shurima. Because like Baboon is just absolutely crazy at pushing through damage on these decks that don't block very well. And the deck, like when you could take away one blocker, does not block very well at all.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well,
And
you
yeah, people
can't,
had to get off the predict version. That version was so bad.
Oh god.
It's tier 0. I saw the video. What are you guys talking about?
if you're
I
stuck
tried to
like
talk to
fucking-
Swim that day, and I was like, "This is probably not good, Swim," and he was very convinced that it was very good.
To be fair, he won like almost all of his matches, so in
And,
your,
like,
like
Platt-
if you went like 22-2, you'd be like,
yeah,
this deck's kind of
it's
nuts,
fair.
right?
It's fair.
Even if I told you it was bad, yeah.
I crushed bronze too, bro. Like, what?
My only contribution was trying to tell him that Azir Irelia would beat it, and he told me that wouldn't happen either, which is also very much a lie.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
Henneke, you told him it was bad?
I told
He
him it was
told
not
me.
good.
Because he messaged me, right? He's telling me all about like how good it is. And he's like, yeah, I tested with Henneke, and a couple other people, and they agreed with me that it's tier 0.
I
And I was
jumped in
like,
the
yeah,
call
you
and I
need
was like,
to
I
use it.
don't know, man. That's literally, I was there for like an hour, and I was like, I'm not sure, man.
That's a headache yes if I've ever heard one. Headache, this is my lineup. What do you think? Ooh, I don't know, bro. Yeah, no, we're good here. He's definitely getting a
Sounds
stamp
good.
of
Lock it
approval.
in. Yeah.
Good.
Wait, Majin, do you think Tri-Beam is good, or do you think it's playable?
I think Tri-Beam's pretty good. I had to change the list quite a bit. I had to move off draw, right? Like, so Whispered Words is cut. I'm on 1 Static Shock, and I think you can cut that.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. I have 2 copies of Aloof Travelers, which I did not have
Oh,
previously.
okay. That's different.
Yeah, so I still have a little bit of draw, but like Aloof helps Aphelios a lot. Because you either hit Vi or Star Shaping, or after you hit the Star Shaping target, which is like a really
Right.
big deal. And then, yeah, basically, like a lot of times you just tempo. You just have to tempo hard.
Yeah, it's the tempo game plan. I don't know. I feel like a lot of matchups I didn't have the resources, even with the Whispered and the Static. Like I didn't have enough gas. Was what I was feeling.
Same.
And I think Static is just like in a good spot right now. I don't know. Like I would like to be on 3 Static. I think it's one of the best cards in the deck.
Yeah, I might go back to it. I found I was getting out tempoed a lot. On decks where Static just wasn't very good. And so I moved off it. But like
what are you getting tempoed by?
Let's see, it was day 1. So honestly, Mono-Shurima like was just
That
tempoing
matchup
me
is
out.
bad. That matchup is
yeah.
very bad.
Once
Thank
people got
you.
on Swim's version, I was like, okay, yeah, I lose this now. They're on like 3 quicksands and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, no, I can't beat this now.
Told you.
Like you have to have the Scorched on turn 2 with the token and then break it.
And then
And then even after that, it is a hard game. Like
And
it
then
is
you're
a
down a card in 3 mana, and you have to hope that they don't just outvalue you.
Well, you
They
do.
just
You will
Soothsayer
catch up,
Xerath
like,
and you
but you
cry.
catch up on like turn 7. It's really
Mhm.
brutal.
It's
gotta be-
Devout is too fucking OP, dude. Devout is
Devout is-
actually too
Devout's
fucking
so good.
because
yeah.
you don't want to kill it because it gives them the fucking landmark that they can ride off of, and you can't counter it because if you Scorched Earth it, they still get the goddamn unit. I fucking hate that card so much. I've been playing a lot of Tri-Beam, and I fucking hate Devout right now.
I have still like Tri-Beam is still one of my higher win rate decks of this season. And I attribute quite a bit of it to the Aloofs. I trimmed down on a Piltover Peacemaker, and I'm on 2 Culling Strikes.
Yeah, I think
And the Culling Strikes are so good.
Yeah.
That seems
So
like it could be good.
You just have to not run them into Pale Cascades, basically.
Yeah.
Built over Peacemaker.
I'm playing 2 and 1 something.
Like
3 damage was really important, and still is because it kills bots.
Yeah.
yeah, for sure. But I think that like the Caitlyn buff is insane, like
Oh,
really
it's nuts.
insane.
It's
And,
crap.
like,
Yeah.
if I can just if I can Archivist into a Caitlyn spell, I'm so happy. Like I'm freaking out. I'm like, oh my god, this is beautiful. I'm stacking my Tri-Beam. My opponent is going to just like lose their board in 2 turns. I love this.
Yeah, they can't like have such a bad time developing into the board now. Like when you've played a any trap card. Like really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, love the Caitlyn buff. It looked kind of big on paper. You're like, oh, word, okay, but then you play it and it feels different. It's just like, yeah, it feels a lot less rolling the dice and hoping you get lucky, and now like feels like you can actually count on traps hitting, which is nice.
Yeah.
How does Aphelios PNZ do into Yordle Arms?
Oh, it's very good. It's very good.
Aphelios
Okay.
strong.
I don't know if I can trust you anymore, Kata, though. Like, you're like fucking you're coming in here, you're always like fucking Nami TF, fucking tier
Yeah,
0.
Hey, I
Fucking-
never said tier 0, but bro, it do be beating
So
Mono-Shurima.
cracked.
It beats every Aphelios deck under the sun. You know, it's
I'm talking about
okay.
like this with the last season also, like where it was unplayable.
It's probably really good right
Shell
now.
folk deck, so Shell folk beats everything. Can't lose.
Yeah, but I mean,
so-
if you ask like what's TF Nami into Yordle and Arms PNZ like, I'd be like, kind of fucked. You know,
It's
you
pretty
gotta develop it correct.
bad.
Okay, how good is Aphelios PNZ into Yordle Arms?
I think
Like
it's very
good or like 60-40 more?
I think it's
I would probably say
minimum
60.
55, probably closer to 60. I think
with like I think what's like the good list. There's like a few floating around. Like if you play Victor, you are not on the good list. There's a lot of good Victor decks. That's not one of them.
What's the
This
other
slows
champ
your
then?
game plan down so much. Vi. You play one Zoe, two Vi.
Oh right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's very important that you have the Vi. Like I can't tell you how many games I've won going like Vi, Severum, Inferno. Like it's so good.
Yeah.
It's so
That's
good.
true.
And like Aphelios single-handedly shuts down their game plan so hard. It's like he comes down, shoots something, and then also stuns something, and on the next turn you're healing. Like
Yeah.
it's actually so good. And then you have like the PNC spot removal to deal with like a Yordle in Arms. Yeah, no, I think it's very favored. It's one of the few things that I'm like, wow, if I run into Yordle in Arms, I'm not upset.
Yeah. You get to find Equinox or the double stun off your Sketchers and stuff, which is really, really powerful. And yeah, like Aphelios is just so good. I try quite hard to keep him safe though. Like I'll wait a turn or two to play him to like have my Pale Cascade up, or whatever, because he's so important. If you can keep him on the board for 2 games, like 2 turns, you just win the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
On a slightly side topic, what do you guys think is the best Aphelios deck in Mirror? So I've seen a lot of like this Noxus like calling strike thing, but I don't know if that's like the best one.
I mean, honestly, it's probably the Targon Allegiance one with Quicksand.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's probably like the Aphelios auction one, or the just like Aphelios with Shurima Splash. Like the
Yeah.
Quicksand's
I
really
like-
busted.
And you get to play the 3 Zoes, which are really good. Like, yeah, PNC has ways to try to kill them, but Zoe's been dominating these mirrors for a very long time. And the Quicksand's good, and then like you cannot count out just playing like the 4-mana Allegiance guy and then Cosmic Inspirationing. Like that's just how I win Aphelios mirrors. I just cast Cosmic Inspiration and laugh all the way to the bank. And like this deck just does it better than the other one. I keep clicking on the decks I'm talking about on my other monitor, like you guys can see it. But yeah, that one's pretty good. I do like the Noxus one quite a bit, but you lose with the Noxus one when you get out Targoned. You don't have the protection that some of the other ones have, and you can get you kind of get out Targon by some of the other versions.
I feel like that list is super awkward because like you don't have actual pings to set up Flock or Scorch, so you're relying on like invoking Challenger units, or
stuns,
just, like
yeah.
Aphelios stun, and it's like
It's pretty
it
weird.
feels like there's a lot of hands that do literally nothing with the Noxus version. But
Yeah,
I'm
it's
fair.
Targon, man. I don't know what why are we complaining that it does nothing? That's exactly what we were playing Targon for, isn't it?
What you gotta start doing is you just attack with every unit besides Auction every turn. Like all your house fighters, it doesn't matter what their board looks like. You just send the whole board, and they just won't ever block you.
Yeah.
You're just like, I don't want damage on my stuff. So you just get a bunch of damage, and then you just kill them with Theron or like an Infernum, whatever. That's how I play it. It's worked out pretty well.
Yeah, but it might be secret OP.
It's good. It was really good the day that I was like the 2 days that I spent a lot of time on it. I don't know how it is now. The PNZ Aphelios versions are more refined. People are off Victor, which is definitely correct. And if people are off the Victor version, then the Culling Strike Sentry Flock version is less good. So yeah, we'll see. I'm telling you though, I really think the Zoe Quicksand one is like kind of sleeper. I think if we end up in a Aphelios meta, I think that might be a place you want to be in.
Mm.
Yeah, Salicious one looks pretty hot. I mean, yeah.
We need to talk about the Fizz one. Have you guys played it?
The Fizz phase one.
Mm-hmm.
I do not
I
understand
haven't
it.
played it, but it looked interesting.
It
It's
looks
a
like
deck.
a bunch of scribbles on a piece of paper. I don't. It just makes no sense to
I
me.
see Fizz and Papercraft, so I have a general idea.
It's one paper craft.
There's
Just
one.
one Papercraft, yeah.
Intex was messaging me about this deck on like day 2 of patch, and I tried it. I played like 10 games of it, and I'm like, this deck makes no sense. It doesn't do anything. I think it's fucking terrible.
I thought
And
the
I've seen
idea was
people
it
play
like
against it, and it doesn't do anything.
I thought it was supposed to be like tempo question mark.
But it's like not, yeah.
It's just a
Yeah,
bunch
it's
of guys.
Tutus. Like you have a bunch of tutus.
Two
But you have
twos
no
are
Yordle in
sick, man.
arms.
The two-twos are going in. They're going in.
I have
it.
lost to this deck. I have lost to this deck. When I played it, I also lose with it though. But like when I played the deck, like I would play it and I go, yeah, all right, here's my 2-mana guy, and they go, okay, Aphelios, and I go, fuck. That's really good. And I would just lose the game. Like I just had nothing I could do about it.
Yeah.
The games I lose are usually where like my hands are incredibly awkward and they go grandfather fade, bunch of owls, and I'm like, I can't really deal with that, and I die. But like
See, isn't that
outside of
good?
that, not
Yeah, but
really.
can't you just do that with Yordle in arms? Why are you?
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get
Why
it.
should
But like
I do
so
that?
many people just keep telling me it's insane. So many people, dude.
I want
Have you-
somebody who swears by it to just like I just want to like backseat them for a few games and
Just
just
wanna
hang out
watch,
with them and be
yeah.
like,
Yeah,
how are you winning games?
that's the other
Like,
thing. Have you even seen it anywhere on the ladder?
Yeah.
Like,
Into it.
oh really? I haven't
No.
seen it. I just keep seeing
It's
people
like
talk about it.
there's like a very small handful of players that are playing it,
I
and
think
it's definitely
Drizzle's
not
like-
mainstream.
Currently kicking ass with it right
This is
now.
what we
It's
need
like
to do next season. When everyone forgets about this, we're gonna come up with some fucking pile of cards, and each one of us individually is gonna go to different parts of the internet and be like, "Yo, this is fucking it. This is the cracked one."
That's good. We
Just
actually
see
gotta
how
do that.
far we can fucking
Ooh.
push it.
Someone
should've been
clip
the
this
April
so
Fool's joke.
whenever we push a deck another time, you can just clip this.
It's really big again.
Drizoth is currently 11-1 with the deck on ladder.
He
Yeah, he's
says
built-
he's
he's
in the
built
chat.
different.
Drizzle's in the chat. Can we add
Okay.
Drizzle to the call?
He confirmed as the pile.
It is a
I
pile.
don't mind that.
I don't
Yeah.
know. It's
I think any Aphelios deck just comes down to skill difference. Like honestly, like that's just sort of undisputable. Like 5 turns pass and somehow one person's like ahead, and you're like, oh, okay.
you skill diff on turn 3 to see if they have pale or not. Like, that's,
Yeah.
That's what I do, man. Yeah. Like, well, we're rolling some dice, baby.
We still haven't talked about the Lee Sin deck.
Oh,
Lee Sin
yeah.
Victor deck or the
So
auction
the Lee
one?
Sin Victor one. I'm assuming the auction one felt kind of
You need
That's
auction.
sussy.
Or,
You were just
or
like-
3-draw.
well. The problem with the Aphelios Lee Sin deck is like, I don't know. The eyes are weird unless you have to keep Eye of the Dragon and Aphelios alive, which is asking a lot. It's really asking a lot when your opponent's playing like Aphelios or they're beating your ass down. You don't have like the cool Gifts Crescendum to like get Eye of the Dragon out already triggering. So Aphelios Lee just felt
Yeah.
awkward. I'll have to revisit it later. But Victor Lee, Termin was playing it a lot, and I picked it up and played it twice and got bodied twice because my opponents played Aphelios and then they calibrumed my 2-drops and I went, damn, that sucks. And then, like I mentioned earlier, I started streaming at 4 today and I played it till 6 and I never lost. And I was like, damn.
How many
What?
games do you play in 2 hours?
I gained 150 LP. So that
10 games, something.
something like that, yeah. So not like an insane, but still. And it wasn't like we were squeaking by either. I felt like I was kind of crushing people.
Yeah, I mean, all the Ionia stuff is like really well positioned. Like all the like stuns and bounce spells and counter spells,
Mhm.
and you pair it with P and Z. It's like
Yeah. If you can get like Victor bot an Eye of the Dragon on the field at the same time, which happens like a lot because you have like 5 copies of Ballistic Bot, right? Because you have the calculated creation. You just like you're just unstoppable.
Yeah.
Like you just
Well-
sit back with your Ionia stuff. Go ahead, Jason.
I was
I
just saying, like, the Victor spell is just like so good at proccing eyes as well. It's crazy.
Mhm. Yep. Yeah, we crushed Yordle arms twice. Like just dumpstered him. We just had Eye of the Dragon, and we're like, yeah, you don't really get to play this game. Sorry, bud. Victor would get insane, and yeah,
Can
it's
you-
fun.
oh,
I'm
yeah.
gonna keep playing it to see how it feels.
Okay, cool, interesting.
I urge you guys to give it a shot. Turman's currently ranked 3 with it, or he was 2.5 hours ago. I don't know where he's at now.
He was
It'd be funny
one.
if he just lost
apparently.
like 18 in a row.
Yeah,
So we-
it was one at some point.
Greg said he made it to number 1.
Oh, nice.
It's not on EU though, or is that different?
Is that the one that has
Uh,
ambush?
It has 2
Yes.
copies of Ambush.
Yeah.
Yo, Aikido, what'd you get?
He's gonna put his
No,
headphones on.
Aikido, what'd you get?
Food.
Describe it. That was the question. Well, let's
Oh,
yeah,
Put it in
what'd
your
you
mouth
get?
and tell me how it tastes.
I got orange chicken from Panda. I'm excited for it.
Nice.
Nice. Nice.
Real quick aside. It's Cooper's birthday, and I kept hearing a noise. It's really loud. Like I can hear it with my noise canceling headphones on. I'm like, what the fuck is that? And it's this beagle right here snoring like crazy fucking loud. I've never heard a dog like just like the loudest fucking snore ever. I'm like beside myself. I can't actually believe it's happening right now. It's kind of weird. That's all I got.
His birthday's allowed
Happy
to,
birthday,
right?
Cooper.
He fucking
Happy
partied too hard
birthday,
apparently.
Did we decide that the lead deck is bad or no?
No, Majin convinced us all it was good.
I convinced them to try it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
Yes,
that
okay,
it
that's
felt very
more-
good. Yeah.
More.
I will not say it's good yet.
Okay.
But I have
Yeah.
a thing.
I feel like just literally the cards from those regions are just really good right now. Like you
Yeah.
could probably, I feel like you could put them into like some different shells in different ways. Oh, I played some Karma Ez, went really well today.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Same thing, right? You got fucking Ionia cards and PNZ cards, and like they're just really good. Like everybody's units just fold to like stuns and 3 damage fast spells, and Yordle arms stops to deny, and
You have 3
Pawns
damage
stuff.
fast spells.
Hell yeah.
yeah, bro, fucking gotcha.
How?
Oh,
Oh
gotcha.
god.
Get excited.
I hate gotcha so much.
Would you prefer get excited?
No, but
Well, because I got
I
that too.
guess. I guess I would.
He's got both.
I got both. I even had a what's the thing that I'm always hating on, the 4-2 thing? No, I had no aftershock, so
Oh, the tasty.
tasty. Oh yeah, I beat two Shurima decks.
Wait, isn't that the Rocket Storm deck? Karma Ez, you gotta play Rocket Storm because that's your wide AoE removal.
No, the Swain Caitlyn's the Rocket Storm deck.
Oh right, that's the
Swain
Rocket
Ez?
Storm deck.
I haven't played a
Ez,
lot of
it's
Swain
Swain.
Caitlyn. And I think
Yeah.
Rocket Rush makes no sense in that. But for some reason, I can't win with Caitlyn Ez. But Swain Caitlyn, bro, I'm winning with it.
I still have to try it.
I feel like in Caitlyn Ez, like the problem I had is I would get my Ez leveled and then I'd have like 2 cards in hand. And I'm like,
Hmm.
okay,
Yeah.
here I go.
You attack because you have to kill them, and you know they have 2 copies of quicksand.
Yeah.
Like this is gonna suck.
I don't know. There's something like I'm a big fan of Tribune. I've played a lot of Tribune, but like something about this Caitlyn Ez build right now just doesn't work for me. It feels so bad.
It gets
Yeah,
outvalued
it's
by a
just
lot of
really
things.
mediocre. I don't know about outvalued. It gets outvalued by Aphelios maybe, but it just like feels
And
I don't
Mono-Shurima.
know, mediocre. Yeah, Mono-Shurima.
Mono-Shurima cheats. Dude, Mono-Shurima. I don't know.
Mono-Shurima starts with a value on their board.
I
you
played
know?
the matchup like 3 times in a
For
row
free.
last night, and like I scorched their fucking landmark on 2 of those games,
Doesn't matter.
and I'm still losing. I'm killing
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
3 of their champions. They're playing like idiots, just running their champions straight out into me. But it's plunder. They draw 5 of them, and then like when they flip, they have 10 fucking health. And it's like,
Well, they have 9 champions basically, right? Because they have the fucking ambassador, which makes their champions ridiculous. They're so fucking big.
Spell shield.
They're
And then
just
they,
really
like,
Spell shield
big,
on a
so
And then
you
channel.
don't
they
have
blink
to play-
it.
it's fucked. Yeah.
I mentioned this a couple days ago, but the most success I have with the Tri-Beam into the Shurima version, the reason why I'm not losing all the time is like honestly, you just don't care about a lot of times you just have to leave the landmark.
Really?
Yeah. So check this out. What do
You
you think of
mulligan
this?
and you just tempo them out like as hard as possible.
So
Possible.
in the meta that we're talking about, like Mono-Shurima is good against Aphelios, right? You good to go there?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Do you think does Mono-Shurima need the 2-drop that gives the landmark spell shield to protect it from like Comet and stuff against Aphelios? Or can you just like bustle them or race to it?
I
Or
think
right.
it's
I guess they have right.
good enough on its own as a stalling card and a card that protects your champions that you want to run it.
Yeah.
And I hate that card.
What I'm thinking, because what I'm thinking is like if you could beat Aphelios and like a bunch of other things, and like you're just trying to beat like what, like Yordle in arms, really? Like what if you just like cut some of that chaff? Like just don't even give a fuck about the landmark and be like, guess what? Sometimes I'm gonna level it and I'm gonna body you, and sometimes you're gonna kill it, and then I'm just gonna fucking come for you with all my actually good cards, not 1/4s for 2 mana that like don't do shit.
You
I
have
just
other
think-
cards you want to put in?
That might be the problem. I don't
What's
know.
the
There's
super
stuff.
shit?
I still think like yes, you sometimes like beat Tri-Beam or like a Scorch deck, but it's pretty rare. I would say it's pretty rare.
Oh really?
I think
I
it's
was
an
beating it.
anomaly.
I was beating it lots.
Like if you lost your landmark on turn 2, I
Yep.
think you should lose pretty frequently.
I've been losing after scorching the landmark on two.
Both
like,
ways.
a lot.
Okay.
When I
well,
scorched
you
theirs,
know,
I've lost.
you-
When they scorched mine, I've
I
won.
don't know what to tell you guys.
It
Just
like as
take
soon as they started playing 3 copies of Quicksand, I started losing.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
always
like,
played. Who the
don't-
fuck
don't
didn't
swing
put 3
those.
copies of Quicksand in their list to begin with? I was like, this card's busted. 3,
Yeah, I don't know.
fucking all
I-
of them.
They absolutely need to be playing 3, and I don't know why people
it's
didn't.
really broken.
It's
It was so
it's
nice.
you start with a Shurima champion in the deck editor, and immediately 3 Quicksands are also added. You can't even remove them. It's illegal. It doesn't let you.
It feels so bad to sit there and try to kill their Xerath because you like have to because your stuff can't survive
Yeah,
Xerath.
yeah.
And then they just have 2 mana up, and you're like,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna
I
get
think
Hourglass.
Hourglass is like
Hourglass is kind of annoying.
is cracked as hell.
The Tri-Beam matchup, what you do is you save Scorched Earth for the Hourglass. Because what you do is like you point a spell
it's
at
hot.
Xerath, and then they Hourglass it to try and keep damage off, and it's like, fuck you, you can't Hourglass your Hourglass. So
Yeah.
you
that's what I'm saying. You don't.
But
you
the
don't-
thing is,
a
like,
lot of
you're
times
only-
you don't want to scorch the turn 1.
Playing like what, 2, maybe 3 scorched, and like you're already using 1 on the landmark. Like that's pretty rare to have it for the
I mean,
Hourglass.
Yeah, if you're actually good at the game and like high roll token on 2. Come on.
Yeah.
So my
Of
issue
course,
with
it's
cutting
me, bro. What are you
Soothsayer
talking about?
is I think the moment you cut Soothsayer, you don't beat Aphelios. I really
Yeah.
don't think you beat Aphelios.
Yeah.
I just start taking
Yeah.
Comet.
Guaranteed
Yeah.
flipping your champions.
I don't know. You're still playing right. I don't know.
You have 2 rights.
It's
You can play 3
honestly
rights,
good
but-
enough outside of the Sundisk, I think. Just going like Xerath, give it spell shield
Yeah.
is so fucking annoying. In
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
that's
many
true.
things. It's
You
also
just cut
it
down
also
quantities,
blocks,
I guess.
right? It blocks twice. Like worst case scenario.
No, there's no way you're defending a 1/4 stat line right now. Like
No, I am.
come on,
In
man.
Two
Modern
No,
mana,
no,
it's
no,
not
no.
that bad.
I
It
am,
blocks a
because, like,
3/2 and then it blocks
Yeah.
it again.
because on turn 7 they're
It's so-
killing you or like ending the game, right? Basically. So like just blocking twice is like really good. It's really nice, especially when you're spending your mana on like landmarks and stuff, things that don't block, non-board presence.
I think part of the reason that they like outvalue Tri-Beam is because sometimes Tri-Beam has to throw 2 spells into the fucking spell shield. It's like, oh, I pinged your Azir, and then now he's spell shielded. It's like, oh fuck.
Oh, yeah.
I won't kill him. I want my Mystic Shot. And it's like,
And then you thermo and you thermo and they hourglass and you lose your board and they get Xerath back. Like it's sick.
Okay, well, you
it's
guys-
rough out here in
You
these
guys
streets.
aren't all thinking of like the times when like the card just does fucking nothing, right? Where you're just like,
Yeah.
I just need the fucking 1/4 for 2. You're just like, I just need something that does literally fucking anything. Not this.
I have never actually been in that spot. No, that's not true. I have not found myself often in that spot. with
Or
Mono
okay,
Stream.
how about this? Have you been in this spot? You got like 3 or 4 dudes on the board and they fucking suck, and none of them have 1 and 2 power, and like they're like attacking you, and you're like jump, and like
So what do you want to play instead?
That's the whole deck,
quicksand,
though, right?
quicksand, chump, and then like, oh, I'll just die again next turn, I guess, because none of their
Then
shit
you
died.
Sundis on turn 6.
But what are you gonna put in the deck instead that isn't like?
Yeah.
This sounds like
Merciless
an
Hunter.
argument for, this sounds like an argument
That's
for
expensive.
Bloodthirsty Marauder.
The
Yeah.
1-drop 3-1.
You're like, hey, Victor, hey, Riven, get him.
You want Merciless Hunter?
I don't know.
Probably
I was trying. I saw a list that was playing, so I was trying to think of some cards. There's not a
think
lot
we're-
of great options.
No, there's not. I think Mono-Shurima is linearly powerful enough that once you stop doing your own thing and start pouring resources into stopping or trying to stop your opponent's things, you lose a lot of points.
But we were literally just talking about how a deck that can blow up your Sun Disc, you just body them by like tempoing, muscling them.
Yeah, but we're like Aphelios is the problem, right? You drop the 1/4 and you lose to Aphelios.
Yeah, so that's why my original question was: if you drop the 1/4, do you lose to Aphelios?
Yes.
And the answer was no, and then it was yes, and then it was maybe, and now it's yes again.
Does it? Though?
I think it's probably yes. I mean, I feel like with I think you're gonna say the same thing as me. I think if I blow up the Sun Disc with an Aphelios deck, I win as Aphelios.
How?
How are they gonna stop you? What are they gonna do?
You deny it.
The bomb
sure, if they
88
hold up
in
full,
chat
like,
says you might as well play Ziggs-Taliyah, and he's right.
yeah, at that point, yeah.
Ziggs-Taliyah is actually a pretty solid
Ziggs-Taliyah is
deck.
quite good. Yeah.
Ziggs-Taliyah is really good. I don't know if they're like downplaying it a little bit.
No,
I've
I was
been
pushing
playing
it
this
hard.
deck a lot. This deck is a fucking bitch to deal with.
It's a menace,
Have you
yeah.
seen the new one where they're on fucking triple the list as their only
Yeah.
Ghost Water Splash?
Uh-huh.
Wait.
And then like
Oh,
That's
Ziggs
deranged.
is, like,
I have heard that
zero
one.
mana does like 10 damage to you. Oh,
Fuck
God.
Yeah.
Sorry, what is this?
Yeah. Yeah.
That
it's-
is kind of saucy.
It's Taliyah
Like
Ziggs, but they play
Beast
3
Lava's playing
copies
or
of the
something?
list, and then they
I don't know what that is.
they play. Okay, it's
It's
0
zero
mana,
mana.
grant something vulnerable. If it already has vulnerable, your strongest unit attacks it, and so they like pump up their
Oh, right,
champions,
yeah,
The
yeah,
Roiling
whatever,
Sands. The Roiling
and they
Sands.
all your shit has vulnerable anyway because it's Shurima,
I
and then they
Oh,
just
wait,
like
that's so
they list
smart.
it, and your
Oh,
Taliyah,
man.
their Taliyah just kills you.
I
Oh,
remember.
that's so smart.
Yeah, I remember that card specifically because it made me quit a session one time when they were like they played it once and I like read it and I was like, what is this? Oh, that's fucking adorable.
Played the
And I like
second
set
one.
up the game specifically where like they attack, I could deal with it. Like they got another one, I could deal with it. They had like one other card, and I'm like, yeah, deal with that too. And then they had the third fucking one also to like attack one more time. I was like I lost, I died. Like fucking deck's so stupid.
Honestly,
Sure
the
don't
Bandle one is probably still better, but that is
Mhm.
some spicy tech.
I think the Bandle one's better.
I had the issue where I was playing against it and like they were on 0 mana, so I'm like, oh, I'm fine.
Yeah.
And they
And then you were.
Yep.
and each of them gave them attacks, so they did like 12 fucking damage on 0 mana, and it's like, I guess I'm dead.
Yeah.
Ziggs is insane.
Open deck list.
Ziggs is crack. Did you guys see my
Yeah.
tweet this morning
No.
with my
No,
picture?
Which one?
Okay.
Yeah, the triple
Wow,
Taliyah
none of
or
you go to my
something.
Twitter. Goddamn.
Triple Taliyah.
Wait,
Bro, you don't even go to your fucking
follow
Twitter.
you really
Machi
quick.
didn't even know what a banner was. I was like, why don't you have a banner on your Twitter? Is that you just like, are you hipster? You think it's cool, or like you just don't have one? He's like, I didn't even know that was there.
Nope.
I just
Um,
looked it up. Yikes.
Giga Chad.
It's 3 Taliyahs, 3 level Taliyahs, and a leveled Ziggs attacking me, and the stack is
Oh,
completely
yeah, I did see that.
full of the Taliyahs thing, so I can't even put anything on the stack.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And it's literally just Hourglass. Like Hourglass is completely bonkers.
It's a pretty good card.
Yeah.
Argos is so yeah. You try and kill Ziggs, and it's like, ha, what if you took damage instead? And he got and now you
Also,
just
fuck
like-
you. Yeah. Hold this L, bro. Yeah.
it's kind of a good card as it turns out.
It's so stupid.
I do
It's really
see.
Ziggs. I think it's like it's beating a lot of things. Like I don't think you could beat it as Aphelios. I think it's really fucking
It's really bad matchups.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Especially
Yeah.
with, like, if they have Arsenal as well, like Arsenal Hourglass, it's over.
I was
Plus,
pushing
I
this deck
mean-
really hard at the right before the patch. I was saying if Yordle and Arms gets hit or people stop playing it, you absolutely should be on Ziggs-Taliyah.
Mhm.
And then
I think
like,
this deck does lose to the Riven-Victor deck though. It's definitely a very hard matchup.
you're probably right. I haven't
Is it
seen
on
much
quicksand?
Riven-Victor.
I mean, I guess it is.
Oh,
obviously
yeah.
on quicksand,
Yes,
so-
but it's still hard.
but it's still quite hard because
a
you
lot
can't
slower.
They
actually
have
go for
burn,
stuff.
they go wider, they have Boon Baboon.
Yeah.
Flame Chomper also needs a nerf. I'm just gonna throw that out.
I've been saying it forever. It needs to be a fucking 0/1. Like,
Yeah, I agree. I
Yeah.
wholeheartedly agree.
fuck chompers.
Make it like 5 mana too.
And
Oh, it has to be discarded.
Okay. Okay.
I'm
I
thinking
agree.
outside the box here.
It has like an on summon effect where it deals 3 damage to you. It just like lightens off your face.
Wait, that's actually such a great idea. Wait,
Wait, what?
Start, but it just like it deals damage to you when you play these cards out.
When
I
you
love
play
that.
it?
That was like a Hearthstone deck, right? There's
From
like
when?
it's like a warlock or
Warlock?
something would deal damage to you in exchange for like higher stats.
No, bro, you drew cards. It was necropotence or whatever.
Oh, you just
okay.
defined the class identity. Yes.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
it was actually really cool. It was one of my more favorite classes.
And plus, it'd be pretty thematic with Jinx, right?
Because she's blowing shit up.
Jumps.
She's hurting her friends, you know.
Hurting her friends.
Also,
yeah.
Boom Baboon is thematic with because it goes boom, you know, to the Nexus.
Man, without one of my here, this fucking show really falls apart.
We need you guys to fight for like 30 minutes straight.
Yeah, we gotta fill some air. You guys don't
Yeah.
realize. What am I and I just like fucking typing to each other at the time? Like, yo, is it go time? Yeah, these fucking idiots have more to say. But like, I think you're stupid because of words and things.
I mean, that was almost an hour. I got out basically all the stuff I wanted to say. I haven't tried. I saw someone in chat mention Aphelios Lux. It has decent win rates. I haven't tried it.
Oh, I played against it a decent amount. And like,
It's fine.
it's strong, but it's got that typical like, I don't know, all the other Lux or Demacia decks where they kind of just like a little clunky. Sometimes you just sort of don't have the right part of your deck at the right time and you die. But sometimes you do and you just fucking absolutely body the fuck out of them.
I think the issue with that deck is like if your Lux dies, you can never end the game. You're like ultra grindy. You're like super favorite, I think, in like Aphelios mirrors. But I think that you're so fucking slow that there's a lot of decks you just can't beat. And you play super hard into like a lot of SI removal, like Vengeance and Ruination, that you just can't win. Yeah, I don't know. I think the deck could be okay. But God, the games are a slog.
The games are slow. You struggle hard if Lux gets removed.
Yeah.
It's hard to remove her right now, though.
Yeah, I mean, like with Aphelios, you just snap pick the first comet you see, basically.
Just pick
A lot of-
Comet, forehead.
Just pick comet. A lot of them are taking there's still sunbursts in the format and stuff. I'm not saying it's like bad. It's just I don't know if it's where I want to be right now. Could be it's still a solid tournament deck, right? It's still probably absolutely just like curb stomp scouts, like always.
Is Scouts even in a deck right now? I guess it'll be a
Yeah,
tournament
it's
deck.
fine.
It's a tournament deck.
I haven't seen it
Probably.
on ladder though in forever.
On ladder,
Probably
Scouts
fine.
has a 60% win rate right now.
Hold the fuck on.
That
Hold
means
the
it
fuck
hasn't
on, Akita.
changed.
Your stats
Sure.
are fucking.
Listen,
I've just
Shark
looked
Site
up-
has
Oh,
never
let me
been
see
like
here. Hold
I
on.
just scrolled down a little bit, but
Hold on.
it's
Where
there,
is it?
bro.
It's fucking with you. I'm not looking at it.
I was looking at it a second ago.
Those stats lie, by the way. No, like actual though. Have you ever like tried to like click around in them and like sometimes they change, sometimes they don't. And if you ever just like Majin and I were doing this like on the podcast or whatever, we were like Masters, Americas, or like all servers, Masters matches last 2 days, and there was like 500 matches. Like, bro, I've played 500 matches. Like, what are you talking about? In all 3 servers and all Masters, and so like it doesn't always update accurately and everything, and so
I don't click around. I just see the first stat, and if it agrees with what my narrative is, I
oh
run
yes,
with it.
okay, that was my mistake.
I look for another
And if
stat.
it doesn't, then you start clicking, right?
Then you start
Yeah,
clicking
exactly.
around. Yeah.
yeah, you dig for exactly the result you want. That's what Jason's doing right now. Have you found it?
I'm working on it.
Meta right now, if you scroll down, number 14 is MF Quinn, 62% win rate with a 1.5% play rate. I mean,
I'm pretty happy to be the Aphelios deck against Scouts. I feel like
that has to be Aphelios' favorite, right? It has to be.
with Vi and like Mystic Shot and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
I have 57. You're wrong, Ikato. It's not broken.
What do you mean?
I think
Wait,
I did.
okay, wait.
I rest my case.
screen capping.
57 is pretty good. Okay.
So,
I wanted to make sure
stats
it's
elements
clear I
real
was
quick.
being ironic by pointing out that the stats are still good for it.
How many
in our
matches?
Discord. Come on.
No,
Riven-Victor's at 59.78%. It must be
That's
the
what
best.
it is, bro.
It's
Victor
like
has a lot
3,000
of
apparently.
That as
I'm on
well.
all servers 7 days.
Come on.
Me too.
Anyway,
Alright, I don't have anything else to say.
Yeah.
Anybody else have anything else to say?
What's everyone think? Do you guys think what are the best ladder decks? You think Aphelios PNZ is the best ladder deck?
Damn
Like if someone
solid.
came to you and they're like, I will give you a bunch of money, this big bag of money I got from Henneke's room, and I will give it to you if you can accurately tell me the deck that climbs me to Masters fastest. What would
Okay,
that
how
what
about
would your
this?
guess be?
How about you get $10,000 if you hit rank 1 in the next 3 days? What deck do you pick?
Ooh, that's a good one.
there's this weird, little known deck. It's kind of flying under the radar.
Is it Yordle
Lulu
now?
Fizz Yordle in Arms.
Haven't heard of it.
I can't win with that deck. It's terrible.
Oh, really?
It's a bad deck.
Oh, well,
I
maybe
just lose to everything.
Maybe
What
it's
the
not the
fuck do you
deck.
I think I would get too upset playing. Do you have ads on? People keep talking about ads in chat. Are you like
I don't
running
know.
ads or
He has
something?
it set on auto ads.
Oh,
Oh,
I haven't,
really?
bro. I haven't streamed in like, other than the last 2 days. I haven't streamed like 6 months. I have no idea. Twitch Twitch is like doing shit on its own now. I don't even know.
I might.
There's a setting in there that you set yourself. Pretty sure.
Why don't you guys all just fucking sub and then you won't see the ads, you cheap fucks?
There you go. There you go. I don't know. It's tough. Like I might YOLO it and pick the quick. Like I want to pick the quicksand Aphelios deck, but I don't have enough practice to say like, yeah, this like $10,000 is a lot of money. The PNZ Aphelios is pretty good, but it's also I don't know. The problem with the PNZ Targon decks is they're pretty meta dependent on
They're
like which
slow,
cards you
too.
pick. It can be kind of. I have 3 days. That's a lot of time.
She's
but
an
yeah.
animal.
It's tough. I would pick. What if I just YOLO it on the Determined Lee, the Victor Lee deck? I don't know. What would you guys think?
Probably Yordle in Arms.
Fizz Lulu. Wow, you hate it and you still picking it?
I lost with it, but you know, like that a small sample size. You know.
Yeah, I get it though. I don't like the deck because it's not like I don't feel like I'm in control of anything. Kind of just like playing my stuff out. Just throw like you're throwing rocks at the house and hoping it falls over. One more wave. One more wave. Once
I
more
actually
little
find it pretty
Yordles.
rewarding. I think I actually find it pretty interesting to play.
Yeah,
I like
mean,
having Yordle captain on the board. That's about it.
That's fun. Yeah, don't get me wrong. It's very skill intensive. But like it's things that I don't know. I enjoy
Like
less.
you like. It's like the proactive interesting thing, you know, like setting up and actually killing your opponent. It feels less interesting than the reactive stuff, but the reactive stuff is so much easier. It's so boring.
You just play treasure trash.
Like you're just playing your cards against everything you can already see on the board and just like responding. It's so boring.
That's how
You know,
Henneke,
you have
that's
all
how Henneke
the
plays
skill.
Runeterra.
Like, oh, I'm so good. I can click +2 damage on the 2 damage card. Woohoo!
That's
You know?
literally. I remember from like 6 months ago when Ezreal, fucking whatever the Tribune deck was. Yes, David was like the deck. He's like, it's so easy. You just match them. 2 health, 2 damage. 3
Exactly.
health, 3 damage. Just match them. Just match. He's like a child with like a fucking square and a circle. He's like this one here, that one there. It's easy. It's so easy.
That's what the game is.
But what happens when they play like a Pantheon?
Easy.
So then you have a different circle. Like so you have
You get the
you have a
star.
semicircle. You have a semicircle, which is a hit it once with your static shock, and then you have the other semicircle, which is Scorch Earth hit. You know.
Oh, okay.
There
Gotcha.
you go. You've learned.
You're now a master.
I can play
You're
control
a pro.
forever.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, okay,
Imagine-
I got one. What about darkness? Is darkness like what the? You think it's done? I lost to it today. What was I playing? I
It's
think it was
probably
Yordle in Arms.
fine. Like,
It's still good.
It's the fine deck. I'm not going to try to play it to rank 1. Are we still on that? Or did you just
no,
mean like
I
what
don't
about
know.
darkness?
I think
in
it's
general?
an
In general.
adjacent
Oh,
topic.
I don't want to play darkness.
Sounds
I like
boring.
Darkness. I just don't want to play it right now. I don't want to match up against Mono-Shurima and just go, fuck me, I guess. And then, like,
It's like, sure, it loses to Mono-Shurima, but it beats Lulu Fizz Yorglin Arms. Doesn't it also beat Aphelios?
probably.
Does it beat
I-
Pantheon? Beats
If
Aphelios?
you check it, I think you could beat
Yeah.
Pantheon.
I think it beats up Aphelios.
And this
Probably
is a common mistake that people make. Like I'll never forget this. I learned this at like an approach where I played in Magic. There was a deck that was the best deck. It was the best. It was fairies for anyone wondering. And there was another deck that lost to it. It was a very good deck, very very good deck, but it lost to this deck that was the best deck. Come around to the Pro Tour. What everyone do? Everyone play these fucking crazy ass decks trying to beat the best deck, and then the second best deck crushed all of those and like kind of like lost to this one a little bit sometimes, but crushed everything else, and it was like 6 out of 8 of the top 8. So just because, and for ladder especially, just because you lose to one deck, if you beat everything else, it's a fucking great ladder deck. Get in there.
Probably, yeah. Darkness is probably decent. Like the nerfs, when you look at them, when you think about them, they're like they don't matter really.
No.
I mean, the 3/2 matters, but like it's not like
It's not backbreaking.
ending. It's not
Yeah.
terrible.
I think the Conk nerf matters more, honestly.
I don't. I think it matters less.
I haven't even noticed.
Wait, really? You guys don't
Yeah.
notice that you can't block
Nope.
like one attack things and you just die to
Nope.
pings?
Who plays one attack things?
Okay, I
Who
play a lot.
pings
for
a
Conk.
oncologist? What kind of sick
dude.
bastard?
Well, it's not pings that's the issue. It's like you can't block like a 1-1
Yeah,
and
sure.
keep
Oh
your thing.
no.
But like
Yeah.
Right, shit matters.
I don't-
Come on.
It's not like you have a
really,
vial
man.
or something.
Anyway, but no, I think
I think Darkness is fun.
Darkness is really low key right now.
Probably
you
soon with
remember-
Sivir Auction, I imagine.
Yeah.
I bet they're
So
both like
one of the
quietly
higher
doing very well.
I think
Oh, no.
I think Silver Auction got, I think it hurt. I think it's quicksand now, but like the sharp side,
I think it's a better deck than it was before.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I was about to
That's
say
like
something about
performing.
If you remember, Darkness had like a 50% win rate last patch. Right now, 55. See that?
I definitely remember it being higher than 50.
It was 50.
It was
When
pretty. It was like 50,
when it was the most
51,
played, it
52
was
for the
50.
longest time.
That's crazy.
Wasn't it just like losing to scouts all the time though?
Yeah. It was like auto
Oh.
FFing to like 3 different decks on ladder.
So,
And Sivir
yeah.
Auction, which was like the actual best deck on ladder. Yeah.
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 Sivir Auction sitting at a 57% win rate in Masters. I don't believe
You
you.
know,
You
you
are.
can play
We'll have to check the three other
Quicksand. It
stats.
is baroque.
Quicksand is nuts. I like if Sivir Auction picks up Quicksand mirrors are not gonna be fun there. You just
I'd
sitting there like
say
Still can't pop spell shield though.
What do you mean? Just draw 2 quicksands, Jason.
yeah, duh.
Just
Fine,
use the
easy.
first half of your quicksand on the spell shield and then the second half on Sivir.
Oh, true.
There we go. Really?
Imagine if you could do that. Like,
Yeah.
It doesn't need it.
I remember
We gotta
watching
bump it
played a
again.
game. I can't remember what event this was in, but there was like some game you played, and it was like, why doesn't Ricochet pop the spell shield and then kill the Sivir after? I remember that. That was so fucking funny.
Yeah, what's
Yeah,
it?
that's upsetting.
I
It's just
still
like
don't know
it
if
soaked up
Ricochet
like
overkills
every
the
single
target.
bit of
Ricochet
damage or
for
something.
lethal, right? They had like 2 health or something, and the fucking Ruin Runner ate like 5 fucking Ricochet. rods.
Yeah, so it needed to either take damage or it needed to kill them. And the Rune Runner ate like all of it and took no damage. And I was like, what the fuck? That can't be how that's supposed to work.
You ranted for like a while after that. Like,
It's
why did they kill the
bullshit.
Rune Runner?
It's bullshit, dude. You know it is.
He did one of these. He's like, imagine a shield, and there's blades coming down on it. One would pop it, the other ones would go through and hit it.
He didn't do that.
Of course he did.
Was that
Great
seasonals or a
animation.
tournament? I don't remember. That
Was it what?
was it seasonals or was it another tournament? It was something like that.
I think it might have been seasonals. It was like the open round of
Really?
seasonals or something.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. It's funny shit.
Yep. Yep.
All right. Well, shall we wrap it? Oh,
I believe
Yeah.
so.
before we do though, $500
Sunday
tournament
party.
this Saturday.
Wait, Saturday?
Is it Saturday?
Yeah,
I thought
Saturday.
Sunday.
No, it's Saturday. Saturday the 9th. Free to enter. We will be streaming it on Mastering Terra channel. You can sign up. Go to masteringterra.com. There's like the ad. Click on it, or in our Discord. Find it in there. It's via GG Tour. It's going to be on smash.gg. You can also go there, search it up, come, support, so we can do more of them.
Yeah,
yeah.
dope. Cool. All right. Peace.
Bye, everyone. I
Bye.
guess I'll raid someone.
Bye.
Jason,
Bye,
thanks for
chatters.
hosting.
Yeah, thanks for
Appreciate
hosting.
Shout outs
Yeah,
to
if you guys can
Robert.
help cleaning up before you go, that'd be nice.
you.
Now I'm
okay.
good.
Fuck. Classic.